that like we do this because I think that a lot of us will like eventually we're all gonna get older and we're all gonna start, you know, it's inevitable that each of us are gonna eventually leave this earth. So it's good that like we have a way to put each other to rest, and I guess the best way is to like remember each other, you know what I mean? Because everybody has a different relationship or has a different experience. So we all like kind of share our experiences and thoughts with each other, then like, feel more connected, you know what I mean?
And the crazy thing the other night, like last night, I woke up this morning and I have some family in, house. I woke up, I thought that there was something wrong, and I looked at my phone because my aunt is not doing well, and I had an imagination, like a thought of that she might have passed away. And I looked at my phone and immediately I saw this. It was kind of crazy. I already felt like that this thing was wrong.
Yeah.
Same thing with me, like exactly at like when it supposedly happened. Like for some reason I woke up at 6 o'clock, like in the morning, like I never wake up that early, and I just woke up by myself, and I even slept late too. So I got up and then I was just like walking around, just working on stuff. Where Kazi calls me and he gave me the news. Like I was shocked. I was just like, I didn't know what to think. Like I was like, what? Like it's crazy because it's the second time that he called me to tell me that somebody in our crew passed away.
It feels that way with Mouse too. Like it always feels like you just saw him every time you saw him, because he makes you feel that comfortable.
When was the last time you all saw?
I think it was the last anniversary, or no, it must have been a B-boy, like a UBL jam that he was at in between like our anniversary and.
The last time was when we were at Kazi's like old Fresh Factory. No, not old Fresh Factory. This old studio before he moved.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, TJ? And then he was like telling my wife about like these guns.
Oh yeah, you told me.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
That was crazy. Like
I saw him just after the quarantine. I saw him at the supermarket with this girl. Yeah, and yeah, he seemed happy because I think he just recently got out.
Mouse just hit me up like on last time was June 27. He just hit me up. So he just asking me what's going on and through and stuff like that, and then he just last thing he said to me is like, "Yo, I'm coming back." You know what I mean? Like I was like, "Okay, cool, man. If you're coming back, that's dope." And that was the last thing I heard of him.
He was posting online about like he's back, that he got called out.
Yeah, I was saying that like Mouse because he was so talented and interested in breaking, and he loved battling. Like he just loved the thrill of battling and punking people and stuff like that. Like he loved that, And only in breaking, and then outside of it, he was like, he's cool. Even though of course he butted heads with some people, like but yeah, like even when we traveled, every time we traveled, he always like he'd be like, "Yo, we've been breaking too much. I'm sick of breaking." Like he's the only person that ever told me he got sick of breaking. I have another crazy story about Mouse. When we won this jam in London, Ontario. Go to B-Boy Summit in LA, and for 5 tickets. And so we were like, shoot, like, you know what I mean? So we got 5 tickets paid for, but we had no money, but we had to like rent like a hotel, like we had to like pay to get in the jam and all that kind of stuff. We only got our tickets paid for. It's the first time we ever flew and traveled somewhere else. And what happened was Mouse sitting on the plane. I'm sitting beside him, right? So and he's just chilling and he's like doing what he's doing, just snooping around and whatever. And then at one point he looks at me and goes, "Yo, once the plane gets off, we gotta go. We gotta get off right away. And I was like,
Yo, I remember that.
okay.
I know the story. Yeah.
I was like, okay, like why? And he's like, yo, if you help me get off, help me get off the plane right away, I'll give you $100. I was like, what? Like I was like, yo, because we had no money, right? Like we had like literally no money. And so he goes like this, and he shows me, and he has like a stack of cash like this. I was like, oh fuck, like and he found cash, like thick amounts of cash. I was like, oh fuck, we're so freaking nervous. I was like, oh my god. Sorry, we get out of the plane, and we start walk as fast as we can. You know what I mean? Like we're walking as fast as we can, and we get into we get into a cab. He's like, yo, I'll pay for a taxi. We jump into a taxi, but actually you start counting the money. It was like $10,000. You know what I mean? So he paid for the hotel, but then that actually what's crazy is we're going all over, like we were like living it, right, like bought like he bought all his clothes, like his infamous orange jail suit that I don't know if you saw. He bought it in Hollywood, and he rented the hotel. But he battled, like the thing about Mouse too that was crazy is like when Mouse would battle, like all the stuff you see him in videos do, like maybe only rollback freeze is the only one that you would expect him to do. Like his rollback pike. But besides that, like shit that you do, we never seen him do it before. You know what I mean? Like it's just out of nowhere. You're like, what the hell is that? Like, we saw the one that switch. You saw Switch B, like he posted something, right? Like he posted the Out for Fame, and you see Mouse roll back, and he's hopping on one hand while holding his foot. Like he rolls back, he's like hop, 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 and he starts switching his hands like boom, hop, boom, hop. I've seen him do that.
I remember.
He's just like, no.
Remember Trinity? He just back handspring to 90.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Yo.
How do you
so many things. Yo, so many things he did. I've never seen before. It was so funny. Like, even at Ultimate Breakdown, that infamous clip where he does the spinning flip move. I can't remember what you call it.
Yeah.
That 360, and then he does a somersault and he jumps back and like a handspring and then lands in like a C and blew it up. Yo, we've never seen him do that before. You know what I mean? Like he freestyled his blow-ups. That's the thing about him. Like, like he freestyles.
Yo, he did gymnastics like really young or something, or when did he start doing that?
Yeah.
Really
before he
young.
came in, I was saying like I was telling everyone that I met him first, right at because we went to the same school, and then I was there for like a few months before I found out people were breaking under the stairs at lunch. And so I went there and I saw all these guys breaking.
Which school?
That's where I met Mouse. West Hill Collegiate. It's like in Morningside.
Oh, I used
right?
to
It was like
live, like Morningside and Lawrence.
Yeah. So it was right by there. Yeah. And Mouse at that time he didn't do any footwork. He didn't have any footwork. All he had was flares, Tommy flare, backflip, and handstand. He didn't really know anything.
Still pretty good.
Them all to come. Yeah, and because he did gym. He was a gymnast, right? And he looked really young. He still looked like a kid because he was in grade 9 and I was already like 19. And then I brought him to. So I invited everybody to go to the rec center, and everybody went, but he's the only one that kept coming to the rec center, and then that's how he got down. And he first got down with skills.
Sick.
Yo, yeah.
What's in that generation?
He was in the 3rd generation, the skills to kill generation. TJ was in that.
Knox, J. Mouse.
Knox.
Oh, so Mouse is your generation,
Mouse.
TJ?
Yeah.
He looks so young, man.
He was young and quiet.
He was young and like he looked innocent. And he's like super light skinned curly hair with freckles. He used to have these like really intense freckles.
Freckles.
And like he was a good boy. Like he was just
He
like
was.
Yo, I want to ask, when did he turn like bad?
Okay. Okay, so I was telling everyone before you guys got in, I was saying that like he was so innocent, right? When he first was like kicking in it with the crew. And I feel partially responsible, I mean, for a lot of people. But I took him to do his first bad deed, actually, right? Because I was dating Lee's sister at that time. And we were parked her car, her family car, at a town center. And someone stole the hubcaps, right? And so she was freaking out, and I was like, "Yo, don't worry, I'm gonna I'll steal hubcaps for you." You know what I mean? Like I'll find hubcaps. So we went out, and I went to go find it, the hubcaps, and it was the wrong hubcaps, right? They didn't fit. Like even though I stole them, so I came back to the house, and I was like, to Mouse's house, and I was like, "Man, we need to still find hubcaps." And so I got to come with us, and he helped look for hubcaps and steal hubcaps for the car. And we got and yeah. Susan didn't get in trouble because she had brand new hubcaps.
You know what's funny? I actually remember. I remember calling her out, being like, "How come your hubcaps are different?" She's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "They're different. They're not the same ones." And it's like it all makes sense then.
Yo, yeah, exactly.
I think, as far as I can remember, like Mouse, because he was really quiet, right? And then it was at back Underground 1. And then after the battle against Supernaturalz and Dyzee came on, this is the first time I ever heard him like spoke back. He grabs the mic and he looks at DDT and says, "Oh," he says, "You go to New York and stay there for how long? And you call us biters?" And then I was like, "Oh shit!" I couldn't. That's when I knew he had an attitude. I was like, "Oh fuck, this guy's." He was only 15 that time, and the guys that he was like going up against were like at least 19, 20, you know. But he was 15-year-old kid, like speaking back, you know. Usually at that age, you kind of know where your time and place was, and you kind of have to respect like the older b-boys during that time frame. Like he didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, yo, he did not. Yo, there's times like so many things that happen with Mouse. Another story is so one time, right? I was like, okay, I was gonna take a Mouse to this job interview, right? Like this thing that I was doing, and so I was like, yo, you gotta wear a suit, you gotta come, right? Like, you know. And so he's like, all right, and then he was like, so I picked him up at a station. I can't remember which station it was. I think he met me downtown, and he had a suit, but it was all messed up. And I was like, "Yo, what happened?" And it's like, "Yo, I just got into a fight on the train." I was like, "What?" Like,
in a suit.
Right? And I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Okay, whatever." Right? This is not the end of the story. And so we're just chilling outside. Oh yeah, I picked them up at Eden Center. And so we're at Eden Center, and then all of a sudden I see, you know who I see? I see K-Mel, B-Boy K-Mel, and Q walking towards us, okay? Right? And I was like, oh shit, it's K-Mel and Q. And then so apparently Q had some words to say to Mouse, because apparently, I didn't know this, but Mouse and J Rebel were at the Mouse's baby mama's house, but it's the same house as Q, where Q and his girl and his daughter lives, right? So they were drinking one day, and they decided to go down and knock on his door, right? And so, but he wasn't home, and so his Q's girl, you know, was like, yeah, I know who you guys are, and blah blah. So Q was pissed off about that, of course, right? Like, who would be pissed off about that? So he was walking up. So we're out in front of Eden Center. And the thing about Mouse, he was like he was drinking all night, right? So he said that he was throwing up like all night. So he's like, he hasn't eaten, he's so tired, right? Like, you know. And so Q, like, he's like all nice, and Q's like, yo, don't be so nice to me, yo, I gotta talk to you about this. And right when he said that, Mouse is like, yo, so what, you got a problem? He starts squaring up with Q face to face, and he's like, what, you do something? Let's go. You want to go fight? Let's go, right? Like he's like, yo, let's go, right? And then Q freaking took a swing and punched him in the face, and he grabbed Q and put Q in a freaking headlock, and he was like squeezing Q's head, and they're fucking rolling on top of my car, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? And Janice is like kicking them basically, right? And I was like, yo, car, like you guys are get up my car, right? Janice is screaming, yo, the fucking car. So we pull him off, rip him off, and K-Mel's holding back Q, and I'm holding back Mouse. And Mouse was like, what the fuck? I said, let's fight, but not here. It's right in front of a cop station, right? Like, let's go fucking around, right? Right? I was just like, and Q was like, let's go. And I was like, oh my God, right? I'm like, what the fuck? So I get Mouse in the car, and Mouse is like, okay, let's go. And he picks up my wheel lock. Like, let's go, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy. I'm like, no. So I'm like driving off, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna drop you there so you can like fucking do this. I'm trying to take you to a fucking job interview. You know what I mean? Like why am I gonna, I'm not.
This is crazy.
Right? I'm not gonna drop you there, like, you know? And so K-Mel calls me, and he's like K-Mel calls me, and I'm trying to like Q calls me, and he's trying to, and he's talking to Mouse, and Mouse is like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and they're like yelling at each other. And then K-Mel gets the phone, picks up the phone, and he's like, yo, sorry, man, this guy's like, I'm like, yo, to be honest, man, like, I'm not gonna drop him off there, right? And like, and your Mouse is like, yo, just drop me off there. I'm like, yo, honestly, I'm not dropping. I'm driving, so I'm not dropping him off. I'm like, look, it's just retarded. They're gonna come, they're gonna fight. You know, Mouse is gonna be dirty about it. You know, they're gonna get involved. Mouse's brother's gonna get involved. It's just gonna be really fucked. And like, I don't really want to. You know, I'm not gonna instigate this kind of shit. You know, to be honest. So I'm telling K-Mel this. You know. And K-Mel's like, yo, that makes sense and whatever. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even worth it. Like, I'm trying to take this guy at a job interview, you know, right now. I'm trying to help him clean up his life, you know? And he's like, yeah, word. Okay, cool. He's like, yeah, I'll get you to calm down or whatever. I'm like, yo, that's cool, man. Thanks, yo. Yo, and that was like, and that's the end of the story. Like, you know what I mean? It was crazy. Like, you know what I mean? After that, shortly after that, we were at, I was at Pro-Am. Yo, you notice this something that Mouse does? Like, every time we're out somewhere and we start squaring up with DT, Mouse, even if he's by himself, he'll still square up with them. Like, doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, he'll still. So even at Pro-Am, I don't know if you guys were there. We all left. Mouse was like, you know, they were all surrounding him, talking shit to them, and he was trying to battle everybody. Like, you know what I mean? By himself. Like, crazy. He was like, yo, he was crazy. He didn't care. He didn't care that they were like trying to like get aggressive with him or nothing. He was just like, yo, like he was like straight like the spirit of a b-boy. Like if you see him squaring up, like he'll always be standing in a b-boy stance. Like, like he's always like that. Yo.
Yo, like that guy, because I spent a lot of time with him and Midas. At one point, Midas lived like, I don't know, like 2 blocks away from me when I was living in Scarborough. And actually, I kind of hold Midas accountable for all of the alcohol Mouse started to drink, because he was a huge influence with Mouse and substances. But we were all drinking and smoking back then anyway. So, but anyways. I think it was just a lot of laughing that we did. And there was one particular occasion when Midas, he drank a whole 40 from like top to finish. Like he chugged it and didn't stop. And it was like the wildest thing I'd ever seen in my life. It was a whole bottle of Old English. And Mouse was there. And we were just kind of like clowning Midas. It was the first time we'd see somebody go from sober to drunk in like 15 seconds, and we never really like left Midas alone about that. But that one particular occasion was something that I'll never forget, and I just always remember how much we were laughing at the situation because it was just so intense. what else with Mouse? Basically, I don't know. I guess the best story I have with Mouse is so Mouse used to like. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of girls used to like Mouse. They thought he was like hella attractive. It's because he was like the light skinned boy and like And then when he got his rough demeanor, like when he started wearing like toques and like wife beaters, when he started getting like really, really hardcore. I'm not gonna say the name of the girl, but he basically like stole a girl from me that I liked. That bastard. But like, we were in competition for the same girl, and we were like trying to like battle each other to see like who could get her first, and he fucking won. He won. And we always had like inside jokes about it, and it kind of sucked that he won, but like I couldn't beat the light skinned guy at the time. couldn't beat that. He's younger, lighter, faster, stronger. I was like, fuck. Yeah.
Oh man.
But my favorite memories of Mouse was basically just watching how aggressive he was in the ciphers, because he went from very like not timid and shy, but like he was just new, right? So he didn't know what he was getting into when he got into breaking, and he just adapted to the attitude so well, to the point where like he was taking the full force of like DDT's front line, by himself, and he was fearless about it. And so it was very encouraging to see that from someone younger, because it was like, yo, this guy is like fearless and stepping up. Like we should all be the same way. Like, you know what I mean? So he really helped me.
That's kind of crazy.
Influence me have a not give a fuck attitude, to the point where like I was getting myself in confrontations with people when people were confronting us. You know what I mean? And I was never really like that before. And so he really attributed to the backbone of me in particular, but also I would say maybe some of the other members too. And he was very influential in that way.
100%.
Yeah.
Mouse is the one who like had my back after that whole Q and heist jumping thing. He was the first one to tell me that he would go kill him for me, and I'm like, dude, don't do that, right? But like having somebody say that like meant so much to me. To know somebody in the crew would actually do that was like huge moment for me to hear that. It just made me feel a lot safer. But Mouse actually was the person who exposed my sister's nickname when I was a kid. So I didn't even know. Like we were in a car at a red light, and Mouse rolled down the window and goes, "Hey, Lee." I'm like, "Hey." He's like, "Oh, you're with Beerfish." I'm like, "Who the hell's Beerfish?" And I look over at my sister. I'm like, "That's your nickname? What the hell?"
Beerfish?
You know that name. That name is classic.
Yo.
Wait, why is it Beerfish?
My sister apparently could drink. Yeah.
Oh.
It's funny because my sister and I were actually just talking about Mouse a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about his snakes, and he used to carry them around in his backpack all the time. Like that guy loved his animals, which is crazy.
Yo, do you remember that time we came back from the party and his house was burnt down?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Oh my god. Yeah, I remember.
Not before Battle
Yeah,
of
I
the
remember
Year.
it.
That was yeah, that was before we went to Battle of the Year, so we couldn't go.
That was before I was.
That was a big reason why you couldn't go, actually.
Yeah, because his passport was in there.
Everything was in there. He lost like half his pets. One of his German Shepherds was in there. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, man.
I have
just how much he made everyone smile around him. You know, regardless of how much wild shit was happening, he made a lot of people smile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I agree. Most definitely.
Yeah.
I had a hard time sleeping last night. Just thinking about Mouse.
Okay.
Yeah, we were all telling stories about like Mouse and everything like that, and just like sharing like stories. Threadz is getting in.
Lego. Yo, when he's walking away with that couch, did you guys give him the couch or something?
No, man. He saw that couch on a Like somebody put that couch out on the street, and he just took it, yo. Then like so basically
Probably got bed bugs.
So basically he was like walking by my sister's house. So my sister came out, and then he's like, "Yo, peace, Lego, Andy." And he just took off. Well, first he sat there first talking to my sister,
and then just load.
And then-
Who was that with him?
one of his boys.
Oh,
Yeah,
they came for that couch though because they had a dolly and everything.
yeah.
Right.
That was my sister that you heard laughing because she was cracking up.
Yo, I'd be
Right.
cracking up too, man.
Yeah, Mouse is a character, man. He makes you laugh, though. He can piss you off, but he can make you laugh, man.
Yo, that's for sure.
I think like J Rebel is like a little bit upset about that, you know, because you know they're always butting heads, you know.
Yeah.
Well, J Rebel was just mad at him because he was drinking all the time, and they used to get on his
But then
nerves.
more so that they didn't even like rekindle of whatever like before his passing, you know. He didn't say anything, just posted like his video. I know he cares.
Yeah, he's quiet though right now. J Rebel's quiet.
Yeah, he is.
Not saying anything.
I reached out to him just to see if he knew, and he said that he knows, and he's been like, you know, taking time to like grieve and mourn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Because the last time they saw each other was like probably that meeting, and then you know they're arguing.
crazy.
It's crazy, man. Like, yeah, man. I can't believe this happened. Yo, you know what? I was at Wasaga Beach that same day when he was in Lindsay.
What? Crazy.
Yeah, I was by water too that same day. I got a funny story with Mouse, man. It was one time when me and Lego went to his house, and we were in his basement, and this guy Mouse just brought out this freaking iguana. He brought this iguana out, and it started chasing me and Andy, and Andy and I had to like jump on the couch and we're like, "Yo, put that shit back in the cage, man. What are you doing?" And then Mouse is just laughing. He's like, he's just laughing his head off, man. Remember that, Andy?
Yeah.
Huh? Oh man, that was funny, man.
Animals, man, was crazy, yo.
And yeah, the wild pig. Remember the wild pig?
The pig.
Pig, man. I almost cut my hand on the pig, yo.
Yo, the pig ran up on me.
I never felt a wild hog before, like a pig before. So
Yo.
when I touched it, I'm like, what the fuck? It's like sandpaper.
The pig ran at me. The pig ran at me, and it's like it poked me right on my foot, man. Like his foot was like the nail on it, whatever, man. That shit hurt, man.
No, it's tough skin, man.
Mouse had all the animals, man. I don't know. He had everything.
Yeah, he had alligators,
Alligator,
Gator hit the snake.
snakes.
scorpion.
Remember that one morning when we were all going to Montreal, and we all stepped over at Mouse's house, and he had the dogs fucking making that noise, go And I said, yo, man, I can't fucking sleep with these fucking dogs, yo. And then in the morning, he woke, like, everyone got up, and I was still sleeping. So he had the snake right in front of my fucking face. And then I got up, and I jumped up, and I ran into a wall. Remember that?
No.
Mouse is funny, man. Him and that snake. Snake.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he had too many animals. I was like, shit. I never seen so many animals in one house before.
Oh my god.
He brought the snake to your jam, man. The Casa.
Yeah,
Oh
I know.
yeah.
I remember that.
And then we're going home, and then he put the snake in the back seat in the sack. So I was in the back seat. Someone else was in the back seat, J Rebel. But then there was one guy. Who needed a lift, but we never told him about the snake. We never said nothing about it. So we go. You're sitting in the middle, and then he sat in the middle. He sat in the middle, and then he felt something move. And he goes, what the fuck is that? I go, that's a fucking big python, man. And when I told him that, he fucking crawled out of the car, head first.
Never, bro.
It was jokes. And then he caught a ride home with who was it? He drove a motorcycle. What's his name again? Plays Street Fighter. You know.
Roger.
Yeah, I know him.
Roger, yeah, Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roger drove him home. That was jokes, man.
Yo, does anyone know the story about how the firecracker blew up in his hand? Because till this day, like, I don't know how. I just remember his hand was all fucked up.
Yeah.
Don't you remember his hand was like he had to wear it wrapped for like 2 weeks? The firecracker
after Scarborough Town Center and that pipe incident and just him remembering.
Actually, Josh, you were talking about the pipe. Was it a pipe or a glass bottle?
Yeah.
Didn't he get hit? He got.
I first joined the crew. I was blessed to just get to know everyone and as drunken monk, me and Mouse always built talking shit, but we're always kind of yeah, right? But always even on the other side, he was always someone that made you smile. And when coming in and then seeing that happen to him, and I remember the day he came and he was still, it was a while after we had all reconnected and regrouped into the new generation after that Christmas week. But he came in and he had that head trauma, and he was still trying to remember each one of our names.
Yeah, he was trying to. We had to reintroduce ourselves to him. I remember that.
And
weren't we training for R16 at that time?
Yeah,
we were training for B-boy unit at that time, and he had trouble even doing the handshake. But I remember him trying so hard to nail it every single time.
Brain trauma is real, and right before I lost my brother, he had huge brain trauma too, which it changes your whole level of communication, memory, and the way you see the world.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. I just remember that moment and seeing him come through that. He was always a good dude even after. But I know that trauma must have been that hard. It must have carried a little bit. Because fuck, man. You remember that time?
Yeah.
I remember that time clear as day.
Remember any of your friends?
Yeah, that was hard to see, man. That was really hard to see. That actually made me really, really sad, man. I was kind of depressed after having that encounter with him because I never really seen anybody go through that before.
Same.
In a fight at a club and someone snuck up behind him, sheep shot him in the back of the head with a glass bottle. I think it was a glass bottle.
Yeah, I think he told me it was him and one other guy against a bunch of dudes, and he was just defending his boy. And I think somebody blindsided him. He told me it was a pipe, from what I remember. It was something really hard.
Pipe.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy, Mouse. He of everything he survived. He been through so much stuff, so many things. Everything, it was like he was invincible, and then the thing that got him is water. Water.
So many risks.
Yeah.
A lot of his exotic animals got caught in the fire.
Yeah.
I heard firefighter were trying to survive, trying to get all the animals out.
Yeah, and that happened when we were all supposed to go to Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I remember. Yeah, his passport when it was would have been crazy if he came to Germany. It was already nuts, but it would have been more crazy if he was there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, for all of us, there was a lot of us that weren't able to go, but shit, man, it would have been dope if our whole crew was there. I
Yeah.
know, man.
Yo, that's why I still what for me the part that makes like sad is because like I was like planning like to build the clubhouse, and I was thinking about like our whole crew could be like would be there, you know what I mean? And I always pictured Mouse being there, that he could do whatever, he could have fun, and we'd all be like together,
We could still do it.
Yeah, no, I still want to do it. I'm still planning to do it. Me and Lee have been meeting up once a week, and we've been writing a lot of stuff down about like crew, just like about all our policies. If we want to keep things alive, we have to like start writing down our traditions, and we went through, about like we talk about everything, but the one thing we didn't talk about, we talked about pretty much everything, and the only thing we didn't talk about was what do we do when someone dies, when someone passes away in the crew. Because we never really thought about that, and I think this is important. Is that like when something happens like this, we should all definitely get together and like tell stories about who it is, like whether it's how we first met the person, how long we've known them, what are our impressions, and all the crazy stories. That should be what we do, so that other people who don't know certain members that well. We'll kind of like it'll feel like we all know each other, at least in that last moment,
Yeah, when we're all gone, you know what I mean? Like long after, in like 150 years, we want Supernaturalz to still be going, right? So this is the way we need to do it, is like to share and preserve. That's the only way to keep the legacy going. So
we got to put it.
Yeah, did anyone notice Sons' his
tag? Yeah, I saw the tag.
That was dope, man. That was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice like did you notice the
orange? I know.
Yeah.
The number. Yeah.
Yeah. But the orange was on for the jumpsuit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
He had the number on it too.
Yeah, which was when he died, when he passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, so he just made it now? He just did
you didn't see it?
Yeah, you didn't see it?
Yeah, I saw it, but I didn't know he just did it now for Mouse. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he just did it now, man. That was quick too.
He did it that night.
Woo.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The night when we were on like WhatsApp, I think, whatever, when we were all together.
Oh shoot, crazy.
It was funny how he just
That's
got
insane.
on like the messenger, and he was like, "Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on?" And then you told him the news, and then like he went really quiet. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I suggest everyone to also read a lot of like the obituary of everyone's condolences. I think it's important that you should read it. Michaela also put something out there as well on our page.
Michaela? Michaela?
Yeah. So
shit, I didn't know that.
There's a lot of, I know some people may have differences, but then like even though they acknowledged Mouse or anything like that, and you guys had differences, like they're still part of the the Toronto scene and the hip hop scene of breaking. So some of the members from Baggy Tricks also at least acknowledged us, So I suggest everyone to at least read it, at least liked it or whatever.
A lot of people from around the world are actually, even Jigs from New York, he posted a condolence to Mouse. Because Mouse, a lot of people knew Mouse because he came to like the States in early 2000, you know what I mean? And he battled like a lot of people.
Yeah.
So he entered 2-on-2s.
It's not just Toronto
people,
a
lot of stuff.
A ton of people from like the US, also in Europe, Asia as well. At least like take the time to read each comment, whether it's on my page, on Dyzee's Instagram, and also the Supernaturalz Instagram. Also, there's one on the From TL4 TL. Also read those as well. At least Benzo wrote something, read it because there's a lot of great stories that you probably missed out that a lot of people that Mouse touched. Okay, so
Yeah.
he affected a lot of people in the way how he is. Of course, like, you know, there's a lot of good things that a lot of people say about him, you know. Like there are I'm going through a ton of stories, like there's hundreds. And everything has to say something really good about Mouse.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is when a person dies, the truth comes out. Because I know Mouse wanted to kill Benzo.
No, I understand that, you know, but that's not hip hop.
But
what happened.
People put that stuff aside during someone's passing. Like they don't hold on to bullshit like that when someone passes.
Yeah, that's true. That's why we gotta put all this petty shit aside now. Like we did it all already, and now we're like grown up now, so we can move past it and time to build something new. You know.
These stories are crazy. It's fucking hilarious and very touching as well.
Oh, like all the comments and stuff.
Yeah, you can read it. It's all there. Yeah, it'll give you a better understanding of his character. Like he was really genuine, and he always meaned well.
Yeah. Fuck, man, I can't believe it, man.
I know you guys all were laughing when you guys saw that one with the couch, though. Him rolling the couch.
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was funny, but then it got really fucking sad. I was like,
"How long ago was that? When was that? This year?"
That was like beginning of like spring.
That was the last time.
Yeah, this last time.
Lego sent me the video right away.
Yeah, I go check out Mouse. Because my sister, she sent it to me because he was passing my sister's house. So my sister personally knows him, right? So she sent it to me, and I was just cracking up. Yeah.
That footage of him is really dope as well. That unseen footage.
Which one?
The one from Out for Fame?
Out for Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one came out as well. I didn't know anyone had that. I only know know people.
I have it. I just found it recently. I have it.
Every time I went to Rip Fest on Brimley, I would always see Mouse there, man. Like that guy's there all the time, man.
Yeah.
Rip Fest on Brimley there. The what's that park called again?
Thompson.
Thompson Park.
Yeah, Thompson Park. Yeah, man.
Yeah, actually, another time I saw Mouse, I was training my son at Thompson Park. I was running with him for some cross country, and he saw me, and he came over with a new pit bull. He had like a brand new pit bull, and he left the pit bull to come talk to me, and some other dog came by, and his pit bull ripped the shit off the other guy's pit bull, man, like made it bleed and everything. And I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, man. But that other pit bull interfered with his pit bull, but his pit bull just killed it. There was two pit bulls fighting. Yeah.
Crazy. You were there?
Yeah, I was there, man. Yeah. I'm like, shit, yo.
Oh, yo.
But he stepped in. He didn't care if they were fighting. He stepped in between those two dogs and ripped them apart away from each other. That guy's crazy, yo. I would fucking let them fight.
Crazy.
Pop in Presto and Tax send their condolences.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
They know we're in the chat right now.
Did Bridger Puzzle say anything about it?
No.
Puzzles put the heart emoji on
Puzzles messaged me and told me he told me sorry to hear what happened and all that. So
same with Bridge. Bridge messaged me as well.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like he found out when I posted up on my Facebook, and then he messaged me like first thing in the morning around 9. Like he was really upset and sad about it.
But yeah.
Yeah, same with Pauses too. He was upset too, man.
Yeah, he just wanted to find out like more of the details of how it happened, and then he told me his condolences right after.
So much messed up things going on in this world right now, man. Like, I don't know, man.
You know, we can't only be meeting up and hanging out and talking when people pass away. Like, you know, it's crazy. So yeah, man, I'm gonna build this, you know, our own B-boys clubhouse, Supernaturalz clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yo, gentlemen, I gotta peace out.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, man.
I gotta be bouncing out too.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
it was good to get
all
on
right.
here.
Let's do this
Alright.
again, please.
Yeah,
We'll do it
Yeah,
again soon.
what? Okay, yeah,
Okay.
let's do it, man. Let's lay everybody in our crew to rest by celebrating their memories and stuff like that, and
Yeah,
and then that way we can move on past it. You know what I mean? And then that way everybody knows them, and then we can discuss our crew in the future and everything and get organized.
Most stuff.
Yeah, man.
All right,
All right,
man.
guys.
brothers.
All right, brothers.
Take care.
Stay up, man.
Like,
Love you guys, man.
See you guys next week.
Yeah, man.
All right,
Bye.
peace.
Nice talking to you guys.